Good morning, guys. We are on the home stretch here. Got the 24-hour smoke on those bellies. Our first real good break-in on this smoker. Pretty excited about it. I think they're going to be really good. Then we're going to can it after that. I think it's going to be awesome. This thing is just straight up cranking smoke. So excited. It really did take us a while to kind of figure out how to get this thing dialed in, and what we found is you need to have a really good hot bed of coals in the smoker and then really good dry wood on there, and then you can just really crank down the air intake where it's just sitting there smoldering and smoking real slow. And as you can see, we're definitely not having a shortage of smoke. And the next challenge will be pulling the bellies out, building more racks to utilize all the capacity in the smoker, and then we're going to load it up really heavy and go for a long smoke with as many fillets as we can fit in there. My guess is we can probably fit about 25 fish in there, so we'll see how that works out. It is absolutely dumping rain, just pouring rain. So glad that I set up that shelter over there over our work area where we're going to be canning and continuing our smoke operation. Right now it's like best case scenario for smoking. Super high humidity in the rain. They say that really helps that smoke to just adhere and stick to the fish. So yeah. So today I am super stoked. Sam and I are super stoked. Today is exciting because we're gonna get some work done on our boat. Now this has been a long time coming. I'm talking like 3-4 years I've been wanting to get this done, and so finally moving forward, finally pulling the trigger, and we're taking the boat out to Palmer to a fabrication shop out there. We're going to go out to Great Land Welding, owned by Gary. Super great guy. Really excited. He's done work for us before, done super top-notch, high quality, and he specializes in marine, boats, aluminum, that type of thing. Sam here's going to tell us a little bit about what we're going to get done in that boat.
They're going to put a windshield on the front of it and a canopy on the sides of it to protect us from the cold wind and rain, and also to protect my mom's new baby that we're going to have.
Because it won't be any fun out fishing for silvers and everybody's wet and cold and miserable in August, huh?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It was really challenging to decide which one of our two boats to do this work on. And that might be part of the reason why it took us several years to actually move forward with things and pull the trigger on it. What we decided is that the 18-foot is the boat that we realistically are going to be using the most. Even though the 22-foot is more comfortable, it's larger, it runs smoother in the water, and it's kind of my personal favorite. There's just something about the 18 to where it's shorter. It currently has flotation pods on the back of the boat. That really helps with stability, helps hold up that big 450 or 500 pound Yamaha F-115 engine and get the back of the boat up out of the water. And realistically, there are some smaller streams and smaller rivers that we're going to be wanting to strategically hit with that boat. And one of them in particular has a size limit of actually 22 foot. But I can't really imagine running the big 22-foot boat in that smaller stream. It would definitely be a bit chaotic, to say the least, and very challenging, especially if you ran into another oncoming boat in that stream. So with that said, it's just starting to make more sense to do this work with the canopy, the bimini, and the walk-through windshield on the 18-foot boat. And I just really think that we're going to be using that boat a lot, making a lot of good memories in that boat. And it's, you know, the 18-foot, even though it functions at 100%, it's got a bit more scratches and dents and bumps and bruises when we got the boat. And fortunately, that was not just reflected in the price, but we knew that going into it, that this is the kind of boat that we could use really hard, and we're not absolutely terrified or cringed at any little scratch or dent, because, you know, when you have a family that's soon to be 7, as you saw in the dip netting video, there's a bit of a peace of mind knowing that it's you know, it's an Alaskan boat. It's getting used. It's filling freezers. It's going out and killing moose and having a great time. And we're not super worried if it gets a few more little dings on it. It's been well loved and well used. And I think it just, a lot of those things all together start to make more sense. So a few extra things that we're going to ask Gary to take care of is that we would like to have a permanent fuel tank on the boat that is not out in the floor plan and something people are tripping over. You know, what we have has worked fine, but it definitely would be a huge plus to have that fuel stowed away, out of the way, to make for more deck space and less risk of one of the kids tripping over it, disconnecting the fuel. Has that happened before? Absolutely. Another thing we want to have done in that boat is some cargo space. Additionally, we'll probably ask for a couple of cargo pods in the very back of the boat to make ample room for storing everything from food to water, rain gear, all that stuff that you're going to need to stay alive out in Alaska when you're enjoying things out in the elements. All right, here we are at Great Land. Okay, well, we left Great Land and we're taking the boat back home. We got a good game plan going with Gary, and Mariah and I are going to discuss a couple of options on adding on some additional work onto the work order for storage capacity in the boat, and we'll bring the boat back to him on Wednesday. In the meantime, we just went by SBS and picked up some 2-inch drip edge for the smokehouse and some additional 2x2 so we can build a bunch more shelves in there. And yeah, we're gonna get smoking some fillets tonight. Be off to the races. All right, here's the first batch of cold smoked bellies. It turned out really good. We went ahead and threw a couple of them on the actual grill. Cooked them for about 5-10 minutes to actually get the fat released and everything. Super good. It's this is a little bit of a lower sugar brine mixture, and so if I do it again, I might do a little bit less salt, but it still turned out really good. So yeah, we're gonna throw all the rest of these in the canner and then pressure cook them, and I think they're gonna be really amazing. This over here is a herb mixture on this shelf, and this over here is just a salt and a little bit of brown sugar and maybe a little pepper. So they both turned out really good. All right, well, here's where we're at the end of today. Boy, today's weather went from cold and pouring rain to this weird front that blew in that brought in immediate hot, sticky temperatures, and now it's blowing and raining and temperatures dropping again. So that is Alaska weather for you. Anyhow, let's see, got 5 shelves finished in here. We smoked a big old batch of bellies that turned out pretty stinking awesome. We're gonna can those as this is a cold smoke. Ran out of chicken wire, had to double up a little piece there. Went through 5 million staples. And then I went ahead and put in a heavier gauge, and we can use this for smoking whole fillets. They definitely won't have a problem on that. I think that's 1.5 inch spacing or something. So yeah, need to finish some more shelves, but starting to run a little bit low on materials again. I think that's a pretty good day. Definitely, all things considered, that's a good day, being that we're doing life with family and business and boat stuff and cooking fish and upgrading the smoker at the same time. I'm a happy camper.
And then this is your other one. Right here. No, on the other side. Yeah. Right here. Right here. I'm thirsty.
Well, it is coming to the end of a very long and very tiring day. We put 52 fillets or 26 fish in the smoker, plus bellies. I'm going to guess we probably had another 30, 40 bellies. So we got a lot of meat in there doing a 24-hour cold smoke. And then, of course, we thought we'd be ambitious and do a bunch of canning and pressure cooking at the same time. So we've got about 12 jars in the canner right now. And then, I don't know, about another dozen sorted here. And we've still got a fair amount of fillets to chew through from last year's salmon still in the cooler there that are slowly thawing. So hopefully we'll be wrapped up by tomorrow. But yeah, it's a good long day, very productive. Really figuring out the smoker and how to run that. The smoker's not 100% done yet, but it is fully functional. And we had somebody else come over and take a peek at it that knew a little bit about smoking, and they were very impressed with the operation. So it's going well. So what does one do when it's 11:30 at night and you've still got at least an hour to go on stoking the smoker fire and finishing up the canned salmon? You raid the motorhome and you make coffee. What are you doing? What is it, girl? What you doing?
Just carving a little.
Carving a little?
Yeah.
Beautiful evening, creeping up on midnight here. Typical Alaska sunset. Gorgeous. So in regards to the salmon, we kind of did a ghetto quick dry brine, and the fish was even halfway frozen when we did this whole thing. So we brine the fillets, and the recipe we used was a 45-minute quick brine, and we ended up just throwing the smoker, and we forgot about it for about 3 hours. It was like, oh crap. So before Mariah went to bed, we yarded all the shelves out, rinsed off the brine like we were supposed to do it, 45 minutes, and patted them, got them all dried, and put them back in the smoker here behind me. So yeah. How you doing?
Good.
What you up to? Hanging out?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have some hot chocolate and some coffee here.
Yeah.
You gonna teach me how to tie a few more knots?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out with me.
Mm-hmm.
It can get lonely out in these parts. How was it?
Good.
Pretty strong?
Mm-hmm.
Too hot?
Mm.
Oh yeah. Much better than just sitting here in the cold. What do you think?
Mm.
What's that logo on your cup?
I don't know.
What's that? Ooh, fancy that.
It's a nice logo. And then I woke up in the middle of the night and she was like facing toward me and she was like trying to wake me up. And then once we heard that, all this couch was shaking.
Oh my goodness gracious.
The steam in my face kind of makes me feel like I'm in some kind of hot tub.
A smoked salmon hot tub?
Mm-hmm.
That looks tasty. Satisfying. I didn't realize that I had canned any of it, but yeah, see, there's regular, and that is smoked. Look at all that smoky, yummy goodness. Annabelle, you're supposed to be on guard duty. Okay, well, it looks like I was off by 1 can. We did 15 cans. So we got 13 regular salmon. Some have some jalapeno and other onions mixed in with it. Some are just salt and pepper. And then the 2 cans of smoked salmon, which I'm really excited to try because that's been cold smoked and then now cooked in the canner in its own juice. So I bet that's going to be ridiculous. Definitely a very satisfying point with all that hard work. And it's pretty crazy. You can see that stuff still boiling in there. It was so hot. That's awesome. Had some great coffee, and then tomorrow we're gonna finish what's in this cooler. I'm gonna guess there's probably, I don't know, 20 fillets in there, and then we've got a bunch of these cans already all canned. Just to give you an idea here, that's got salt, pepper, jalapenos, onions. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty tasty stuff when it's cooked. So it's nice and cold in here for tonight. I'm gonna lock that baby up and call it a night.